Okay, Rahila, so let's have a look at emotional intelligence, or EQ. Exactly what is emotional intelligence?
It is knowing about how you feel about yourself in certain situations and/or challenges. It is about how you feel about others and how others feel about you. It is about using emotional skills to heighten your emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being and happiness and those with whom you interact with.
Okay, so for instance, you may be technically skilled, right? And yet you do not know how to handle others or yourself emotionally. So you're likely to lag behind those who are more emotionally aware and competent, even if they do not possess as much technical know-how as you do.
Yes. As I mentioned before, progressing into the 21st century and beyond, it is not about the technical ability alone. Greater success and productivity in life is largely dependent on how you manage your emotions as well as those of others. Education systems and businesses are now becoming more geared towards training and developing emotional skills, as well as the technical and logical side.
I'm thinking that actually this should really begin in the home.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, Rod. Yes, a community starts in the mother's womb. There has to be greater self-awareness when we plan to have a child. We must ask ourselves, what is our reason for bringing more children into a world that is already overpopulated? What is it that I will do differently as compared to a previous generation in raising a human being? Will I be able to provide financially for my child over a period of 20 years? Will I be emotionally and spiritually aware of my child's needs from the moment of conception and beyond?
So just to reiterate the point of what you're saying, it's that self-awareness is the key.
Yes, Rod. Emotional and spiritual intelligence allows you to pay attention to self and others, which is self-awareness. This facilitates the process of taking ownership and understanding your emotions and the effect it has on others and the world.
So just taking responsibility for the awareness of what's going through your mind and through your body in terms of feelings in the moment is the beginning of starting to take charge of your life.
Yes.
A positive approach and having a deeper insight can help you understand why others react in a certain way to you or your actions, and blaming others or the environment when things go wrong is not being productive, is not leading you anywhere.
Yes, for example, we can no longer blame the government for not providing our children's basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing when we have not taken responsibility for ourselves and the lack of awareness of past generations. Most of what the youth is experiencing now is what happened to previous generations. This cycle keeps perpetuating based on generational patterns and pathologies. So, the more you practice feeling your emotions and releasing this toxic energy of the past and about how you feel about the current situation, the more it will enhance your emotional awareness. This will cause you to feel your emotions more intensely and improve yourself constantly. Of course, as you know, this is an ongoing process.
And of course, trying to worry or put all your attention in the past is not actually going to change what's happened. And so it's just a really wasted exercise in truth.
Yes.
I know that science has proven that the worst pollutants of the planet is the toxic negative energy of human beings. So much of what we feel in the present moment is a result of past painful experiences, memories and programming that is deeply embedded in our subconscious minds.
Yes, Rod. The best charity that each of us can give to fellow human beings and the planet is the energy of positive thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is only possible when we let go of past learned behavior and generational patterns and behavior. It is priceless. Allowing your emotions to wake up right now and take action rather than carrying the pain of the past like a chronic disease.
This will take some doing, and it's, I suppose, up to the individual to want to change. I think that's also
Yes.
key. If there's no desire to change, it's not going to happen. So I think that's the first point.
And just going back, Rod, on chronic disease, as you know, science has shown that 100% of illnesses is as a result of our emotional issues. So this is why it's so important to release all of this from our bodies.
Yes, and another important realization I'd just like to add in here, Rahila, is for people to remember that every thought and feeling you have is yours.
Yes.
You're not a prisoner of it. You can change it. I mean, you chose the one that you don't like. So if it's not working for you, change and make something different.
Yes, rather than being reactive.
Yes. If you're going to be reactive, rather instead of being reactive, be responsive or proactive. Take charge of what you're feeling and choose to change it. Why am I feeling this? You know what? Doesn't matter. I don't want to feel this. I'd rather feel that.
Yes.
So, moving on, what is that, when we come down to emotions, what is an emotion as such?
An emotion is an internal physical energy charge, and research has shown that a biochemical process takes place in your body when you experience emotions. It's like an inner thunderstorm almost.
So your emotions don't actually occur in your mind, rather your entire body is affected.
Yes. Your environment, which is your home and communal setting, and the genetic composition plays a vital role in the origin of your feelings and emotions. Some internal factors are genetic factors. For example, hormonal disturbances, lack of sleep, vitamin and or mineral deficiencies, past experiences and programming, such as your values, norms, cultures, perceptions, and old limiting belief systems of your subconscious mind. Some external factors are generational patterns and pathologies. For example, growing up in a poverty-stricken home or community, your parents' relationships, crime, oppression, deprivation, security, education, disease, even medication, and so forth.
And you know, looking at that, I'm realizing something here, and that is that while these are all factors, we still a choice as to choose how we allow these factors to define us. If we allow them to define us, then our lives are not going to work. If we take these factors and say, you know what, this is what happened, what do I do about this now? How do I change and behave differently? Free myself from the tyranny of these experiences in the past. Then who can I become? And we know that that mind blocked by those unhealthy emotions such as fear, anxiety, anger, resentment, and so on, of any kind, is not able to experience greater awareness. These feelings, these emotions are deeply embedded in our subconscious mind by past painful experiences and memories and our beliefs about them. So how do we begin to affect this change?
Rod, acceptance is the first step in releasing this emotional energy charge. The fact that you can take a moment, introspect, accept that these feelings are there, and then accept your feelings without judging them as they are. A perfect design for your natural ability to cope no matter how intense your feelings and emotions are is to breathe into it, welcome it, befriend them, accessing this energy field and then slowly releasing it. This releases all the tension as you begin to feel at ease and lighter in your body. So I'm going to actually take the listeners through this. I am feeling a certain way, could be frustration or anger or whatever it is. So the secret is to breathe in. I'm saying hello to my emotions. I'm befriending my emotions. I'm feeling it in my body. I'm feeling and experiencing these sensations in my body. There is greater awareness, self-awareness when I'm acknowledging these feelings, and also how I'm feeling about a current situation. So I'm saying to myself, I'm feeling all of this. I'm experiencing it in my body. I take 100% responsibility for these feelings, and I'm actually not going to blame anyone else for it. Nobody is doing anything to make me feel this way. It is something that is arising from my past experience, from a past memory or programming which I may be unaware of as well.
irrespective of where it came from, how it was generated in the first place. Wasting time on judging it and criticizing yourself or others for it's not going to actually change anything.
Yes.
As they say, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
100%.